Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek and welcome back to my channel. So finally we have Shubham, motivational speaker, inspirer, DevOps Wale Bhayya, DevOps Guru, everything, right? So you people have been asking me invite Shubham onto the channel. So Shubham कब आएगा channel पे? When will you do a collaboration? So finally today is a special video. I have Shubham on our channel. So Shubham, why don't you introduce to people who don't know? I think yeah, that's not possible, but still, why don't you just give an introduction?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Abhishek Bhai, for inviting me. So I remember that day when you we made a video on Kubernetes,
Yeah,
and yeah,
yeah.
I introduced you to everyone. And now you don't need any introduction because you're doing so well. So a small introduction from my side. I am Shubham Londhe. I work as a backend engineer for UK. I work on development, DevOps, and it's been around 5 years in IT industry. Apart from that, I love teaching. I love training people. I also have a channel called Train with Shubham. You can see it right here. So yeah, where I teach people how to crack interviews, how to get job as a DevOps engineer in Python. So yeah, mostly into tutorials, trainings, and such kind of things. So yeah, whenever I find time, I try to motivate people as well. So yeah.
Acha, so first question that I have, I know people have bunch of questions. I have list of questions for you, but the very first question that I have is, how are you able to manage time for all of these things? I see that you are doing a DevOps training in Hindi, you are doing DevOps batch in English that is coming very soon, and I see that you are very active on LinkedIn. So how do you manage all of these things? First of all.
So, first thing which I do is I don't manage at all. So I have my time routines fixed. LinkedIn
Okay.
means 9:30 a.m. because that's the
Okay.
time when most of the people are active on, because when that's the time when people open their laptop and they
Yeah.
check what
Yeah.
are the emails, and after emails they check LinkedIn. So 9:30 is the time for LinkedIn. Then I do my office work, and after office work, after lunch, I think sometime okay, I've done some of my office work. Let's try to write a script for YouTube. So I write some
Okay.
scripts, and then again office work, again then meetings. Then I have some time in the evening. So in that evening, I record videos. I talk to my students.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
towards the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I have a lot of time because that time I don't have any office work, and at that time I do my trainings. So morning is the Hindi batch, evening is the English batch. So yeah, so I don't manage time. Basically, time manages me somehow.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think if you are not following Shubham, I know Shubham will talk about it later, but Shubham makes awesome content on LinkedIn, YouTube. So yeah, definitely whosoever is watching this video, I'll highly recommend you to follow Train with Shubham on all the platforms. Now, coming to the first question that I have is, Shubham, how did it all started? Like,
Hmm.
when did you get the idea of starting a YouTube channel, or was YouTube your first thing that you have started, or you started posting on LinkedIn then moved to YouTube? How it all started?
So let me take you back to
Yeah.
2018 when I
Oh, okay.
graduated from college. So when I
Okay.
graduated in 2018, I joined a startup. It was called Coin
Okay.
Delta. It's like a WazirX
Acha.
Binance cryptocurrency exchange.
Ha
So at
ha
that
ha.
time, I got to learn a lot of technology things: Docker, Jenkins, AWS, Python. So all these things I got to learn. And in 2019, I thought, why not teach these things to others? So in 2019
Okay.
only, I started teaching people. It can be
Okay.
tuitions, it can be my teammates. The teammates which I had, I used to upskill them. That, hey, you don't know
Okay.
Jenkins?
Okay.
This is how you create a pipeline. So
Okay.
I upskilled people on my workplace only. And then
Acha.
the college where I was studying, Symbiosis, Pune. Now they invited me as a guest lecturer uh, to talk
Oh,
about
okay.
cloud, and
Okay.
I thought it's a really good opportunity where I'm getting to interact with a lot of audience, and that is what I always wanted to do, to interact with people
Yeah.
and teach them. And the first time I went to a stage and I addressed an audience of 250 people, and that gave me so much confidence. That gave me a boost. That hey,
Yeah.
I was an introvert, and now I'm speaking to so many people, which means I can do it. And then
Yeah.
COVID came, so the stage
Hmm.
thing got shut down because COVID. But the spark that was ignited, that hey, you have to speak, you have to teach people. Then I started my YouTube channel in 2020 April. So but that was the time
Okay.
when COVID, same time. So I started, it was a COVID experiment, that let's teach.
Hmm, hmm.
And there were 4 subscribers on my first day. Until
Oh,
next
okay.
60 days also there were 4, and those 4 were, I was the first, mummy, papa, and my sister. These 4 survivors were consistent for next 60 days. So no one used to watch my
Okay.
video. As a family, everyone had a phone and we used to watch my video. So yeah, that is how everything started. And yeah, it's going
Yeah.
one by one. Every day there is one video. And not every day. No one is so much talented like you. So every day. But every week I try to put a video. So yeah, that's how it's
Yeah.
going.
So, like I told you, this video is going to be very special because I don't want Shubham to answer about DevOps related questions, or I don't want to dedicate this class to only DevOps, but I want to get the best out of Shubham to all of you people, right? Because many people watch my channel. I post content on DevOps. Shubham posts content on DevOps. There are many DevOps channels, but
Yeah.
Shubham is special in his own way, right? So let's try to understand. Like, for example, Shubham told that there were only 4 subscribers, right? So there might be many times when you thought that, okay, I'll give up because I've been
Hmm.
posting videos, nobody is watching it, right? It happens. It must have happened to you as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what do you do in these tough times? Like, for example, the question can be similar. Even you might have started a DevOps batch, and very less
Hmm.
people might have joined initially. Now you
Correct,
have
correct.
very good number of people who are joining your batch, right?
Yeah.
So how do you motivate yourself in these tough times?
So for me, it has been very easy because I like teaching a lot. So even if everyone takes everything from me, one can't take my knowledge, and one can't take my
Yeah,
ability to speak or to deliver something. So
yeah.
that I thought it's my plus point. And even if one student is watching or no one is watching, I will make that video, I will deliver that class.
Awesome.
There has been such situations that I was also visiting faculty at Symbiosis. So because
Okay,
I love
okay,
teaching, so teachers saw that this guy is a
okay,
teacher. So they
okay.
asked me to join the college as a visiting faculty. So it sounds
Okay.
very interesting, visiting faculty, got to teach so many people. But in reality, in COVID, what used to happen? Everyone had their cameras off, and only
Hmm.
one camera of teacher. And there are only
Okay.
4 to 5 students, and that too camera off. And
Oh,
whom are you teaching? So
yeah.
that day I learned to talk to camera. So even if there is
Awesome.
no one, you have to talk to camera. You have to give all of your 100%, 110% into that teaching. And if even one person understands that, he or she will teach other 10 people. That is my goal. So that is how community
Yeah.
is built. So that is how things are going. So yeah, that keeps me going.
So yeah, I totally agree. The camera is so addictious, right? So once you start once you start looking at the camera and talking to you, like I am also extremely introvert like you. But when I started doing this, at some point of time you start thinking that okay, so this is something that I'm doing, right? You are doing it for a purpose. And when your passion meets a purpose, then I think that is when you actually enjoy what you are doing, right?
Correct, correct. Yeah, there's a concept of
Awesome.
ikigai. So, what is your purpose? What
Ha,
are you good
ikigai.
at? And what
Yeah,
can keep you
yeah,
going? Something. So, once you find that ikigai, it becomes very easy. So, for every
yeah.
learner, I ask them to get a goal into your mind. Are you getting good at it? Can you earn something
Hmm,
out of it? Have you
hmm.
found that thing? And then take that direction. So, yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah, perfect. So this question I've asked because there are times for everyone where
Hmm.
you get demotivated because for very obvious reasons nobody is watching your videos, or it can be right, like you might be applying for a lot of jobs but nobody is
Hmm.
actually responding you back, no HR is calling you back, or so you need to understand what is wrong, and you need to understand how to improve, right? So
Hmm.
let's go there. And what do you say to the students? For example, I've seen on your channel, I've seen on my channel, many people, like the people who are good at it, they are good at it. But some people, they will not be able to market their resume well. Or,
Hmm.
there are some people who are switching from non-IT background to IT background. And
Correct.
one common question that we constantly see is, I'm not getting job calls. Or people also ask, like, I'm getting the calls, but I'm not able to crack the interviews. So
Correct.
do you think it is really difficult for them, or what should they do? I know that they should constantly try, but
Hmm.
what is their next step? Like, should they post content every day on LinkedIn? Should they post on GitHub? Like, I want to hear from you.
So there are many ways to crack this.
Hmm.
One simple thing is, so people say, I got very lucky. I am into Google. I got very lucky. So luck factor plays a role, but that's not something we can, give to someone. We can't make someone
Yes.
lucky, but we can help
Yes.
them to crack that code. So for me, I'll just share a personal story. In 2017 I was looking for an internship, because
Okay.
it was a part of our curriculum that we had to find an
Okay.
internship, to do an internship for 6 months. Now that
Hmm.
was the toughest time of my entire life, because I could not speak English. I was not that good with projects. I was not that good with coding. I had no, communication or people skills. I had no network, so nothing.
Hmm.
Only good with studies. That's all, and that will not take you anywhere. So, and
Yeah.
I gave around 150 interviews, and I was rejected from
Oh.
159. So
Oh, wow.
every I used to go to an interview, rejected, and
Oh,
morning
okay.
interview rejected, then afternoon interview rejected, then it becomes so sad, no lunch, then evening one more interview
uh,
rejected. So, and the 150th interview, I was totally, rock bottom. That uh, I'll go, I'll go and I'll get rejected and I'll quit. And I just told this story to the interviewer that I know all these skills, and I will be able to add value, but somehow it's not going very well in my life. He just asked me, how is your day going? And that was my
okay.
100 rejection. So I said, it's not going well. I was very honest. And he said that, will you be able to add value to my company if I hire you for this position? I said,
Hmm.
definitely,
Hmm.
sir. I am good with this project. I am good with this technology, and I am really good with academics, so I can write things very well and things. So he said, okay, let's try it. So that time I realized you have to be confident. You don't have to give up anytime. Also, you have to add value. So once you
Hmm.
understand how you can add value to someone else's life, that is where you crack the code. So getting a job or clearing an interview is not an art, it's a science. It's a
Yeah.
science of understanding uh, people skills, empathy, knowledge. It's obviously important. You have to have those skills required. So, if I summarize these things, understand what the company requires. So, at that time, when I
Hmm.
got selected, the company required not a coder, someone who could write technical documentations, and later on, it was a coding. So, I was
Yeah.
good with
Yeah.
academics. I told them that, okay, I'll write those things, technical document, I'll write. Okay, your website, I'll build. I'll learn and I'll do it. So I
Hmm.
understood their problem. Okay, I added value there. And with
It's
149
awesome.
rejection, I did not lose my confidence. So that was something which he found interesting. And after that, touch wood, I haven't been rejected in any interview. So I tried for a product base, got selected. I tried for a service base, got selected. I tried for remote, got selected. So got the idea, so how to crack
Awesome.
the interview.
Awesome. Yeah. So again, this question I've asked because don't give up. Like, 150 interviews is not a joke, right? So don't get frustrated if you just try for 30 days, you apply on LinkedIn, you don't get a call. Eventually you will get it. So it takes time, but once you get a job, it's all worth it, right? So that's why
Now
don't
it's
give up.
very easy. Now it's even
Yeah.
more easy, because when I was looking 2017, there was LinkedIn, but I don't know how to use it,
Yeah.
and people were
Yeah.
also not active. Currently,
Exactly.
2023, everyone is active on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has
Yeah.
such a big active user base. I think 100 million. I think they are active only. So
Yeah.
everyone is active on LinkedIn. So if you post daily on LinkedIn, if you post daily on GitHub, if you make yourself someone who is adding value, so you don't have
Hmm.
to wait for an interview to prove that I am adding value. You can sit at your
Exactly.
home, you can make
Exactly.
project, add value, and people will start looking for you. So all the students who got placed, they did not go anywhere. Jobs came
Hmm.
to them because they started posting. So yeah, add value,
Exactly.
have empathy, what the company needs, and then show it. That's the science.
Exactly. Yeah. So 2020, I guess. Yeah, 2020 November. So
Hmm.
I was working very comfortably in my previous job, and I did not apply for even a single company. But
Hmm.
looking at my GitHub profile, I got call from Red Hat, I got call from
Oh,
Microsoft, I got call
wow.
from Apple. I did not even apply for a single job. Like my LinkedIn was not even open to work, right? LinkedIn was not even open to work. People used to just look at my GitHub, they used to come back on LinkedIn, and they used to message me, and I used to pick up like, okay, Red Hat, it's a dream company, so I'll yeah, I'll give the interview. Microsoft, yeah, I'll give the interview. Apple, I'll give the interview. So Shubham said it exactly right. Like if you keep your LinkedIn and GitHub profile active, then it's the other way around. People will come at you. You don't have to go to the people will come at you, right?
That's
Yeah.
so true. That's so
That's
true.
that's very well said, and I think it will be very useful for people who are watching it. And I have one interesting question coming at you next. That is, like, you are expert in a lot of tools, so everyone knows that. But my question is, when you are learning something new, right? Some of
Hmm.
the DevOps concepts are very tricky. Some of them are
Correct.
like, you have to set up a lot of things to at least start practicing it. For example,
That's true.
Kubernetes or monitoring or some things. So how do you actually learn these things? Like, do you go through any other YouTube videos, or do you read documents? How do you learn?
So first thing, so I'll give you one example. I was recently reading about GitOps, Circle
Hmm.
CI, the tool.
Hmm.
So I did not have any idea about how to use Circle CI. So I went through their documentation that, hey, what is Circle CI? So one thing is, if there's a video on YouTube that will teach you what is that tool about, how to make a project, that's all.
Exactly.
But when you're using that in office, that's completely different thing. For an organization level, that is completely different thing. So in that case, what to do? So in that case, only thing is to do hands-on and get your hands dirty, do all sorts of experiment. So have good teammates. So my team lead is, I'm really blessed to have a team lead like Ivelo. So he is always after me saying, do mistakes, okay? Do mistakes, and you'll learn from them. So how I learned
Hmm.
Circle CI or GitOps is a simple. I took one task from the team lead that I have to do a simple CI build, and
Okay.
yeah, I use Circle CI for that. Now setting up Circle CI is completely cloud based, so you don't have to take it on your infrastructure. You have to work. Everything is on their infrastructure. So
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
was one thing which I understood. So setting up your organization account, understood that as well. Setting up a project. So things became step by step. So I didn't go to direct last step, that create a project. So
E-
nowadays every student comes to me,
exactly.
can you tell a project about
I
Kubernetes?
want a project. Yeah, I want a
Yeah, I
project.
mean,
Yeah.
but that's not the answer. Project is an outcome. But first,
Exactly.
understand what is step one, what is step two.
Hmm.
Read the
Hmm.
documentation, do mistakes, then you will get errors. Search for that error on Stack Overflow or some GitHub community or
Hmm.
somewhere. And once you get an idea, okay, this is how this thing works, then go all in. Then try even more
Exactly.
bigger. And one thing which I understood, when you have higher stakes, for example, you're doing office work, production work, then you
Yeah.
automatically become serious about something. And if you are doing something
Exactly.
for testing purpose or for just learning purpose, you make very small things and you confine yourself. So at that time, I learned about security. I learned about how to use
Okay.
environment variables, everything, all
Awesome.
production grade things. So yeah, everything went well. So this is how I learned Circle CI or GitOps. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, same with Jenkins. So Jenkins, even
Hmm.
when I was in my first company, 2018, my CTO asked me to write a Jenkins file. Now I was like,
Hmm.
"Who is Jenkins? You're talking about Jenkins? Who is Jenkins?" So he said, "You see this uncle who is like this, who is waiting for you. So that is basically Jenkins. He's taking your orders like this is something." So I thought, okay, let's try it, and I installed it. I went through the entire page. I was just clicking things, and that is
Okay.
how I understood just by experimenting.
Awesome. So basically, what Shubham said, if I have to just rephrase it, start step by step, start through the official documentation. Don't go for
Yeah,
the project directly. What you need to do is start with very simple steps and finally reach the project. So these days,
correct.
people just even people are searching on YouTube just for the projects. Don't search for the
Hmm,
projects. Project will eventually come. But yeah,
correct.
that's 100% right. Awesome. So okay, now we understood how do you actually learn things and all of the things. So what is your favorite tool? Or you are using a lot of things. You know Python, you know Kubernetes, you know Docker. So what is
Yeah.
your favorite?
My favorite since day one has been Python. So yeah, as a
I know
programmer,
that answer. Yeah.
Python, no one can beat it. It's
Okay.
obviously
Okay.
there are many programming languages, many tools, and Python is slowly, getting behind because Golang is
Hmm.
coming, and so
Yeah.
many things are CNCF needs Golang, all
Hmm.
these things. So
Hmm.
Python
Hmm.
somehow is getting the popularity is reducing, but we can't beat it. Okay, no one can
Yeah.
beat it because
Yeah.
it is used in machine learning,
Uh,
data science, data analytics, DevOps. Just name the
hmm.
field, you have Python for that.
Exactly.
So
Python is
Python is something which I absolutely love, and after Python comes Docker.
favorite.
So if something is
Docker.
running on
Okay.
my machine and not on client machine, that the answer is Docker. It can't go wrong.
Docker. Yeah.
So Docker and Python.
Us. I remember one story when you said Python, and I relate it to your previous answer. Like, do it step by step and finally do the project, right? So,
Correct.
what happened was when I initially started learning Python, okay,
Hmm.
so I think 2017, 16 times. So, I did not have my project was not using Python at all. Okay,
Hmm.
so I don't have anything to try and test on Python. So, what I did was I went to my HR and I told my HR that okay, IPL season is coming, so I will write a simple application and ask everybody to just register to the application. Say who will win today, right? Just do it for 60 days, 90 days, and finally we will have a leaderboard, and every day the leaderboard will be there, and finally whoever is top on the leaderboard, HR will give a small gift, right?
No.
So, anyways, HR people are okay with it because for them it
They
is
won't ask
responsible to engage people, right?
you.
So what happened to my surprise was one day there were 1,000 concurrent users, and
Oh.
looking at that 1,000 people, I just thought that okay, who will use it? I just wrote it like 10, 20 people will use it, but 1,000 people logged into that application, and I was like, now I don't know how to handle this, right? Because I don't have experience on Python. So I sat over the weekend, and over the weekend, because there was a lot of pressure, I just learned it. Like, no, I did not take help from anyone. So yeah, what you said, I just correlated with the previous answer that
Yeah,
whenever there is a pressure, when bets are high, you will
exactly.
start working.
Exactly. When stakes are high, you have to deliver it and you have to learn it
Yeah,
somehow. So, and
yeah,
that is what I
awesome,
tell my
awesome.
students as well, who have to switch. For example, someone who is in support and he wants to switch to
Huh.
DevOps. Now I
Hmm.
tell them, so how is the support job going? So they say it's 24/7. So do you want to go back to it? They say, no, no, no. Then you have to study, right? So yeah, I study. So with that pressure,
Yeah,
they understand things and then they become serious at it. So yeah, you have to be that.
exactly. Yeah, I'm loving this session. Okay. Yeah. So, Shubham, one more common question. Yeah, I'm asking a lot of questions. Yeah, one more common question. That because you are doing a remote job, okay?
Yeah.
How do you actually apply for a remote job? So many people are asking, and like I also said somewhere like how do you get it, but because many people will watch this video, I'm very sure. So
Hmm.
I want you to just say the roadmap, like how do I apply for a remote job?
So there is no such single roadmap. There are many
Hmm,
roadmaps for remote jobs.
hmm,
So first, the
hmm.
easy one is have a really good online presence, because
Okay.
remote simply means you have to be there, you have to be online, you have to have good communication skills. So be there, be online. How? GitHub, LinkedIn, and
Exactly.
these
Hmm,
platforms. So the simple way, although it might take time, but it's the simple way. Post a lot of
hmm.
things on LinkedIn, because that shows that you are someone who is actively using internet, who is actively using communities, who is actively using things. So LinkedIn, GitHub. Then second way, the openings. So what I found, what one mistake which I was also doing, I used to apply
Hmm.
everywhere. Don't do that.
Okay. Okay.
If you are
Hmm.
targeting for remote companies, that do that thing, right? You have to target remote companies. Look for the companies
Exactly.
who are giving remote opportunities. And then I used to go
Okay.
to their website, then I used to go to their careers page, and then I used to see, okay, this particular thing. And that was one way. If you're not
Hmm.
able to find them via these portals. So cut short, YC jobs, and YC means Y Combinator jobs. So Y Combinator, all of the startups, they are based out of
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
they were remote only. So mostly
Hmm.
are
Hmm.
remote startup. And then Angel List. I think they have changed their name. So these remote OK, WFH. So all these portals, they have only remote things. So you
Remote
can
jobs.
search
Yeah.
there. Second way which I found was, I think third way, but that connect only the recruiters. Okay, so take
Hmm.
your LinkedIn profile, remove all those your best friends, and you remove all those your idols. Remove them
Yeah. Yeah.
and add only recruiters. So what will it do? LinkedIn algorithm says that whatever you post, it gets impressions. So whenever you must be posting, you
Exactly.
must be getting impressions. Now you are a YouTube
Yes. Yes.
star. Now you will be getting thousands of impressions. So why? Because there are people looking at you. Now imagine
Exactly.
all of the people are recruiters. Now there are recruiters
Hmm.
looking at you and you are getting impressions. And now you
Very
post
nice.
something
Yeah.
which these recruiters are looking for. These people are
Very
looking for
nice.
remote jobs. Post something which is
Hmm.
something relevant to remote. So what I did, I used to do LinkedIn learning courses. For example,
Hmm. Hmm.
how to effectively use Zoom. So how to effectively talk in a team. So I used to,
Okay.
1 hour course, done the course, understood the learning, made a post out of it, put it on LinkedIn. And that is
Awesome.
how
Awesome.
LinkedIn helped me get a remote job. So if you check
Awesome.
the
Hmm.
my experience, so it shows LinkedIn helped me get this job. So
Okay.
posting
Okay.
more on LinkedIn, being active on LinkedIn, and getting to know what others need and giving
Hmm.
it. That is how you get a remote job. Others need a remote worker, you
Excellent.
need a remote job. Find that gap and fill it.
Understand. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Reach the exact target audience, right? So
exactly.
in your case, your target audience is a remote recruiter. So do
Correct.
something so that those remote recruiters will actually look at you, right?
That's how.
Awesome.
Optimize your profile. So my profile. So for example, when I was looking for a job, I was looking something into healthcare. Uh,
Okay.
Currently, I'm working in a company which is into healthcare. So
Hmm.
I wanted that. So if I want something, I will do the required steps to get there. So I
Exactly.
started making open source project for healthcare. How to
Healthcare.
read
Hmm.
hospital data or
Hmm.
convert
Hmm.
hospital data files using Python. And I used to post about it.
Exactly.
And someone, so I got recruited by LinkedIn only, but someone from the technical side of my company had seen my blog post some days back, and he gave me he gave my recommendation to HR. So that recommendation
Ah.
came later. My job came first. So basically, same
Okay.
company I was recommended 2 times just because of
Awesome. Awesome.
LinkedIn and Git. So yeah, that happens.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I think that's a very detailed answer. For whoever has been asking this question, I think now you have the best answer. How to get a remote job.
Yeah. Plus, there
Perfect.
are these fillers and starter side things like projects and blogs, and everyone knows that. So that is,
Exactly, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, I that's why I told that today's video is special.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So, Shubham, what is like train with Shubham's ultimate goal? Like, what, like you
It's
have been doing a lot
very
of things, but what is your ultimate goal?
ultimate goal is only one thing. So whatever problems I faced in life, no other student should face. So I
Oh,
faced a
wow.
problem of getting rejections in an interview. I make sure
Hmm,
none of my student get that problem. I had a
hmm,
problem of not getting everything in one place. So because
hmm.
I used to learn Android, I used to learn web development, backend development, everything. So
Yes.
there was no clarity or there was no roadmap. So everything in one place. So basically, if you check the about section of my channel as well, helps you to bridge the gap between your educational institute and what industry actually needs. So that was the goal in on April 12th, 2020, and today
Oh,
I think
wow.
it's, yeah, almost April. So I think we will complete around three
Wow.
years.
3
Yeah.
years.
Mm.
Wow, great. Yeah. So, audience who are watching it, so you are watching at two people who walked, ran, fell down, got up, and now trying to just make sure that the community does not have to go through all of these things, and just trying to
That's so.
give the best, right?
Yeah, I tell to all my students that make mistakes, because from mistakes only
Exactly.
you will be learning, but also try to learn from others' mistakes as well. So read more
Hmm,
books, read
hmm,
more blogs, listen to more podcasts,
exactly.
so that others' mistake you don't have to waste time with that. So yeah, always
Hmm.
watch such good videos by Abhishek. So yeah, that will save a lot of time.
Yeah. So before I let you go, I have one last question. So how is DevOps? How is DevOps going to be in the future? So should people
Future
worry
of
about
DevOps.
it? Should people transition into DevOps? What do you think?
Future of DevOps is amazing. I recently made a video on it as well. So what is the future of
Acha,
DevOps?
okay,
I think I gave a talk on it as well. So
okay,
DevOps, when we talk about it as a term, collaboration between development and operations team. So now
hmm,
the face of development is changing. So you can see Chat
yes,
GPT coming in, Chat GPT-4 coming in. So face of
awesome,
development is changing, and that is why operations team phase will also change. So
exactly,
DevOps won't be only just DevOps. It will be data ops. It will be DevSecOps. It will be ML ops. It will be service ops, chat ops. So if you
site
know how to
reliability,
automate
everything,
things, if you know how to collaborate things, it has a bright future. So people know
exactly,
how nowadays, when data science was booming, everyone got to know how to build a model, how to train a model. But what if that
exactly,
model needs constant updates, constant monitoring, scalability? Who will be doing that? DevOps will be doing
hmm,
that.
hmm,
So it has a bright
exactly,
future. If you think that this particular field where you working, where are you working, it may get stagnant, you should definitely check out DevOps because it has a really bright future. Plus, you make such
exactly,
good videos where you use all those new technologies, new tools, pipelines.
hmm,
That will make everyone's life easier who are just
yeah,
starting their businesses. So startups,
yes,
they are just starting. They will see a scale of, as you said, 1,000 concurrent users. So they will see
hmm,
millions of users coming in, and they will need
exactly.
DevOps. So yeah, that
I was
beautiful future.
I was just about to add that at the end, and you said it. Like, so Chat GPT or any of these GPT models, or in future there might be even a better AI tool that might be coming at us. So the thing is, like, these AI tools or these GPT models, they are capable of writing code. They are even capable of writing your DevOps pipelines or things. But
Correct.
once your application is written, now we are talking about millions of concurrent users, right? We are talking
Hmm.
about scale of the application. We are talking about the stability, reliability. So this can be only done with DevOps, right? So
True.
you might call it DevOps, you might call it site reliability engineering, you might call it ML ops, anything. But the end of the day, it is the operations or the
Hmm.
DevOps operations. So this is going to play a vital and crucial role, right?
That's
The only thing is, people the people at the DevOps community, they have to transition, they have to improve with this
Hmm.
competing technologies. That's it, right?
That's so true. That's so true. I'm pretty sure the people who are watching till here, they will be like sparkly eyes. Oh, I am in the right place. So yeah, it's really
Exactly.
nice.
Yeah. Sure. So yeah, Shubham, I can keep talking. I can keep asking a lot of questions, definitely. But yeah, sure. We all respect your time. Thank you for being on the channel today, and thank you for answering all my questions very patiently. Yeah. So do you want to say something before we conclude?
Yeah, just one thing for the good work that you're doing. Your 45 days challenge, 45 days DevOps Zero to Hero was just amazing. I did not miss any single day. There were some days
Wow.
which I missed, but I made sure I watched it because
Awesome.
I'm saying it again. I learned things from you. So
Oh
it is
wow.
always a pleasure when I watch when there's a notification come that Abhishek.Veeramalla just posted a video. And like let's watch it. So yeah, there's so much to learn from you, from the community that you're building,
From the
all of
community.
the
Yeah.
viewers. So yeah, just one thing for them that keep learning and happy learning.
Yes.
Never get into a learning mode where you're not, enjoying things. Enjoy the process of learning. Enjoy life, and yeah, keep learning. Happy learning.
Awesome. Yeah. So, yeah, keep learning, keep sharing, keep growing. It's Shubham and Abhishek signing off. Thank you so much for
Thank you
watching
so
the
much.
video today.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.